followed with we had a target function to select the best move. Initially, we had a choose move function, but for indirect training examples, it is not working properly. So we just move on to the target function, which will give us a real value mapped to every board state based on the 8 directions of any board state, which is the board has the best value. I used to prefer that for my next move. And we have seen the recursive and recursive cases where general and base cases are there. So your base cases, I think you have one step ahead. I mean, for your uh, game to be won or lose or draw. So only one step is there. So where you get the solution, what is your best performance is. So in that time, uh, function, what is the value for V is. Here, I am just going to map a value for every board state. So that value is a real value. So mapping a real value to the board state, so that is your V. So wherein you have, you are at the end of the game and you're going to win. The value of V is to that board state is 100, which is also a base case. And you're at the end of, there are possibilities that you may lose the game. So where the value of it is minus 100 and draw. So to one step, both opponent and you will end up the game in draw. So the value of V is 0. So this is actually purely your base case. As coming to the general case, you are not having a one step towards success or failure or draw. You are in between somewhere in the game playing. So your next move is dependent on V of B dash. Means you need to find out V of B dash, which is nothing but your function approximation value. For that, we have chosen the representation. You could see that below that. V of V dash of B, no? So how do you represent your target function? How do you represent your target function? So as a polynomial equation, I have represented my target function. So I just explain you about what are the weights, how to adjust weight while you're training your machine learning system, and what are x1, x2, x3 under, which is given over your description. Okay. So till this we have seen yesterday. So we have started with our training experience, how what and all the design measures we can take care while training the system, whether direct examples we are going to provide or indirect examples we are providing, and in what way your learning system is dependent on the supervisor, whether it is a supervised learning, unsupervised learning, or semi-supervised learning, reinforcement learning, and in what distribution the training experiences or the training data the machine is uh, equipped with. Like it have to be equipped with all types of distributions, exponential, variable, Poisson, so that it can compete with an world champion. So mastery of one distribution cannot be giving any success to the player. So they should be familiar with all the distributions. So in that level, we are training our system. So this is how you choose your training experience, followed with the target function, everything. So after target function, I have shown you the representation of target function also. Now, how I'm going to approximate the value based on the function approximation algorithm, right? Now, which is indicated with the target function V cap, means approximation. V approximation value is approximate value, not the exact value. We require the set of training examples in the form of an ordered pair. In the form of an ordered pair, the ordered pair is of, you could see that there are two values associated with it. One is the board state, one is the board state. One more is a particular value is associated with every board. With every board. So now, how is my training data used? You just consider a table of values. Yesterday, I told you we have a large table of entries where every cell has a board state and a value is associated with every board state. So based on the maximum benefited value, you're going to choose your next move, right? So I have a board state. For every board state, I had a trained value. So the specific board state and then the training value, which is the maximum value. I'll just go according to that. Which board? See, suppose I am standing in between A directions along with my subdirections. So which direction board state has the highest value? To that move, I will take place. How do you estimate the training values? Suppose if I am in the base case, suppose my next move is going to decide whether I'm going to win or lose or draw. That is easier for me. I know what is V of B value. Either win is 100, lose is minus 100, draw is 0. But I'm in between. Then how I'm going to get V train of B? How I'm going to fix the value of that board? The value of that board state is dependent on its successor value, successor board. What is my next board state? So here you just consider V train of B is my present value. I am standing over a board state. My pawn is there. So how do you fix the value of it is dependent on its successor. Okay. So during the process of making a system learning, uh, whether I think if I talk now that is meaningless because you have in your module 2 back propagation algorithm, there you could be giving you the better performance by changing the weights again and again so that system accuracy has to be 100% till it varies from 0 to 1 as a probability. So if it is in minus, I'll be kept on increasing, updating my weights till a better learning system is achieved. So that what I have to do, either you consider any representation of a target function you take, it should involve the weights. The weights has to be updated until you get the best performance of the system, right? So here I need to update the weights. So the learning algorithm chooses the weights that best fit the set of training examples. So if I say a training example, it's a combination of both. What is that? It's a data set actually. It's a combination of both the board state along with the trained data. I mean, board state value. Any doubts till now?
No, ma'am.
Others? Yes, the next one is I have a representation here. Minimize the squared error between the trained values and the predicted values. See, mm, not only worrying about your accuracy of the system, what is the error rate? 1 minus accuracy percentage, right? So even mm, I should worry about how I can minimize the error which is occurring, not only by updating the weights, also by minimizing your error, right? So there is a formula given to you. So you just go through this, uh, which is E error rate, which is merely equivalent to summation of, you have to apply the training examples. V train of B is your a value of every board state minus its successor one. So, which is given yes. Your weight updation is dependent on this LMS rule, least mean square weight update. Weight update rule. So for every training examples, so I have to consider the weight updation. So my training example changes. Weight will be updated. I have to correlate the weights along with the training examples again. Now I need to calculate V cap of B with it with current weights right now. What is the weight I have with me? I need to calculate V cap of B. Later it will be updated. So for every weight updation rule is the same weight plus there is a constant, eta is a constant, and then V train of B minus V cap of B into Xi. Here Xi, see when you, how the weights are going to be updated. When there is no difference between the current board state and its approximation value, if V train of B and then V cap of B difference is 0, there won't be any weight updated, because if this completely is 0, you will get the exact weight. But if this is a positive value, after the difference, if you get a positive value, the weight is going to be increased, right? If the difference of this V train of B and V cap of B is 0, then there is no update in the weight. But if this is a positive value, definitely your weight is going to be increased. And this value is lower, only then you will get the positive value. Suppose A minus B, where B is very low, so definitely the difference is a positive value, right? Coming to the final design, from yesterday what we were talking about, designing a learning system, this pictorial representation will speak about the complete thing, from where we have started, where we have ended, in every stage, what is our input and what is our output. So we have 4 modules here. I'll be starting it from the performance system. This is the first one. So this is my first module, performance system. We have started our journey by taking a new problem, right? So for any problem, so the performance system will take input as a new problem and produces the game history. Game history means what? What and all the rules and regulations that has to be followed in that initial rules and regulations, and possible sequence of moves, and could be a direct sample of examples, or already who and all won the game by performing in a best way, making the moves. That video also providing, that is their indirect training examples. So solution trays are game history. So the performance system will get input as a new problem, and it will provide the game history as the output. And at each step here in performance system, the evaluation function, what is our evaluation function? Function approximation, V approximation, right? That is going to decide what is my next move. What is my next move? And the value of V cap also determines the accuracy. I mean, the performance of the system also depends on the accuracy of the evaluation function. Accuracy of the evaluation function. So here, the performance of the system depends on the value of V cap. I mean, the step that you have considered, which move. Is it clear about performance system? It takes input as a new problem, provides the game history, how the game has to be played, rules and regulations, with direct training examples and indirect training examples. And based on that, it determines what is the next move of a particular pawn in the checkers. If you are in the red box, which you can consider later. Which move, whether you go to left, right, or north, south, subdirection. The direction is based on your the choose move function. Since choose move function doesn't work for indirect training examples, we had gone for function approximation value. So this value, your next move, has a very good impact on the accuracy of the accuracy of the system or the performance of the system. Okay, so I have my next stage, that is nothing but critic. Correct? Critic. So what is my previous output? Game history. This critic will take the game history as the input and produces the set of training examples as the output. So we have seen in somewhere training example, is it right? So in representing our target function, so what is the combination of training examples we have seen? The board state along with the value of it, the best move value of it, right? So the critic will take game history as input and provides training examples. Okay. Going to the next one, what is your next module is generalizer. Now I got training examples. This generalizer will take training examples as the input, and hypothesis is nothing but an assumption. Uh, Here, I think I can better explain you in my next module, next chapter, what is hypothesis is, general or specific hypothesis regarding. So now you just listen. Hypothetical situation is where you don't cannot provide the solution. Uh, Optimally, you cannot say that, but you can assume that this is my data. But while refining it, while training the system, you're going to achieve the best sample of data. That is nothing but your version space. So we will see that in the next chapter. Don't worry. So it is going to provide you the hypothesis, or I can say that the target function. It takes training examples as input and produces an hypothesis that is nothing but the estimate of the target function. What could be the estimated value? Could be an approximate value, and this can be done by the weight updation rule. We have considered that a least mean square algorithm to update the weights and then to fix the better target function value, final value of every board state. I'm not telling the complete accuracy of the system. Every board state, you're going to give a value, trained value. It need to be updated. The last one's experiment generator takes the hypothesis as the input and produces again, because which is a cyclic, na? It takes hypothesis as input and new problem. Here, the new problem is at the end of the game, you can again start a new game, or else after making a move, there will be one more move that is also a I mean, new task. In the same way, both will work here, general and then base case. And here, the experiment generator always proposes a simple strategy rather than the complex one. Okay, so this is about your 1.3. Yes. Any doubts in designing learning system?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Are you understanding? I need to get satisfied. Yeah. In your chapter 1, the final topic is issues in machine learning. So from tomorrow, I'll just move on to the chapter 2, because it is completely a different one to your chapter 1. So here, the main issues in machine learning is what learning algorithm that we can use, whether we go with supervised learning or unsupervised or semi-supervised reinforcement. For my problem, until unless they're very clear with the data, or how I'm going to take my problem to get the solution, you are not much familiar about which learning algorithm I have to use. So that is the issue here. How much training data is sufficient? So we don't know actually. Till we completely run the system to get a performance, I'm not sure that whether this training data is sufficient, but you have some little calculation in prior. But if you could not get a performance more than your existing system, so it is somewhere that you're lagging with your trained data, data correlations, dependencies, etc. So this is also an issue. When and how prior knowledge can guide the learning process. So this is again correlating to the first point, what learning algorithms to be used. What is the best strategy for choosing a next training experience? And then what is the best way to reduce the learning task to one or more function approximation problems? So which is also an important point. Best way to reduce the learning task. right? So here you can minimize the time uh, instead of simply running your system for n number of times, giving that epoch. Epoch means training rate. Training rate you increases, not a big deal, but you increase the training rate of the system, but keeping with the same data, is there any use? No. So you should find which way, whether how I can refine my algorithm or what is the best data that I can use. So this also helps not only by increasing the learning rate. Sometimes, however you increase your learning rate, the performance never changes. So your function approximation, target function, I mean mathematical model, data plays a major role over here. Finally, how can the learner automatically alter its representation to improve its learning ability? Just before we have seen uh, from choose move to the best move we have won, that is called representation. We where the board state gives real value instead of uh, working out with discrete values classifying your data. Sometimes you work with continuous values so that you will get the exact one. So this is about for today. If you have any doubts, you can ask me till now. Yes.